Dear students, today we are going to study about coagulants. In this session, we will study about clotting of blood, mechanism of clotting, and different types of coagulants used. So, let us start with the clotting of blood. What is clotting? Clotting is the conversion of the liquid form of blood to solid form, semi-solid, gel-like form. Gel form. In our body, blood is in the fluid form. When this blood gets exposed outside the blood vessels, it gets converted into semi-solid gel form, which is known as clotting. Now, let's understand what is clot. Clot. What is clot? Clot is the aggregated platelets plus red blood cells and mesh of cross-linked fibrin protein. So clot is the aggregated platelets plus red blood cells and mesh of cross-linked fibrin protein. This is the clot. Now let us study about mechanism of clotting. Mechanism of Before going into the mechanism of clotting, let us first study about few of the factors responsible for the clotting. There are a number of factors which are responsible for clotting. In total, we have 13 factors. 13 factors. Like we have factor number 1, which is known as fibrinogen. Factor 1. Factor 2 known as prothrombin. Factor 3 also known as thromboplastin. And factor 4, calcium. These are the various factors which are present in our blood and are responsible for clotting. Like we have factor 1, which is known as fibrinogen, and it is obtained from liver. Next factor, prothrombin, its source is also liver. Factor 3, thromboplastin, its source is platelets and endothelium of blood vessels. And number 4, calcium, which is obtained from the bones. Besides these 4 factors, there are near about a total of 13 factors which are responsible for clotting. So now let us study about the few reactions involved in the mechanism of clotting. Clotting involves a series of reactions for clotting. When tissues or blood vessels get damaged, the platelets cause liberation of thromboplastin. Damaged tissues or platelets cause liberation of thromboplastin. This thromboplastin converts the prothrombin into thrombin. Thromboplastin converts prothrombin into thrombin in presence of calcium. And this thrombin converts fibrinogen into fibrin. Converts fibrinogen into fibrin. This fibrin is the clot. So, damaged platelets cause the liberation of thromboplastin, which in presence of calcium converts prothrombin into thrombin. This thrombin activates fibrinogen into solid form of fibrin, and which is the clot. So, this was about the mechanism of clotting. Now, let us study about coagulants. Coagulants are the drugs. These are the drugs that promote coagulation. These are used to control bleeding. And are given the another name, that is hemostatics. That means coagulants are also called as hemostatics. These hemostatics are of two types. Number first, those which are applied locally and those which are given systemically. Means locally hemostatics are those which are applied at the site of injury, while systemically are those which are given through parenteral routes. These locally hemostatics are also known as styptics. Styptics. This was about the different types of coagulants. Now, let us study about these different types of styptics. There are different styptics which are used for controlling bleeding. Number first is the adrenaline. Adrenaline solution, its concentration is 1:10,000. This adrenaline solution is used to control bleeding. It is used in tooth sockets. And as nasal packs for epistaxis. Epistaxis is the nose bleeding. So adrenaline solution in this, cotton is soaked in this solution and is placed at the site of injury where the bleeding occurs. This is used to control bleeding. This is the local styptics. Now, next is thrombin powder. This is the powder dusted at the site of injury or at the site of bleeding surface and is obtained from bovine plasma. Next is Fibrin is obtained from human plasma. Human plasma and is available as sheets. It is used for covering the bleeding surfaces. Next is the gelatin foam. Gelatin foam. It's spongy gelatin. Spongy gelatin and is used with thrombin to control bleeding from wounds. So this was about the different types of steptics which are used as coagulants. For further details, we will study in next session. Thank you.